Getting lean is one of the most simple things you can do, but it's also one of the hardest. And the reason most guys can't break through their plateau isn't because the overall process is complicated, it's because they're avoiding the part that actually works. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is CLI Rise. I've been working out for 5.5 years, starting from skinny, going from fat and taking the bulk too far, leaning down and actually getting to 9% body fat, and now I'm able to hold abs year round, simply because I understood the process on what getting lean is like and how to actually make sure that process is something I can continue for a year. Now in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down why getting lean is so simple and what you can do simply in 3 different sections. So with that being said, let's get cracking into the video. First, we're going to talk about the reasons why guys can't actually get lean, and I'm not going to bullshit with you with calorie deficits, I'm going to give you some real genuine reasons coming from my own personal experience, coming from my experience of talking to others, and doing coaching with a bunch of my one-to-one clients as well. Reason number 1, you're not actually in a deficit. I don't want to be that guy that says all the generic advice, but it is so true, and I just feel it's right to establish it right here and right now. If you aren't in a deficit, you won't get lean. Reason number 2, you're tracking things inaccurately. Sometimes we overlook things like condiments, oils, the things we cook stuff in, and the things that we can't vividly see when it comes down to the meals we consume. This is why getting fast food that's been cooked in seed oils or just any kind of oils is so saturated with calories, and we don't even realize it at the time because there's so little volume with the actual amount of calories that's put into that one meal. So another big reason why guys just can't actually get lean is because they're just not fully aware of that, and they might be consuming way more calories than what they actually think they are. Third point is when you do try to drop your body fat down, your training volume does decrease with that as well. I understand for some people when it comes down to dropping their body fat, their energy drops as well, and then therefore their training volume drops as well. Just understand that when you do get into a deficit and when you do experience this level of energy dropping, you need to understand that this is the part when pushing yourself in the gym and actually testing your limits actually matters the most. The fourth point on why guys don't actually get lean is they chase aggressive cuts, but they just rebound straight away. Sure, you can understand that maybe if I do like an aggressive cut really, really quickly, then I'm gonna drop a lot of body fat really, really quickly, and then I'll just get back to my maintenance and I'll be cool. That's typically not how it goes. Guys might go ahead and they'll cut their body fat down very drastically, and then they will rebound completely. They might stay at this aggressive cut for maybe a week, but then as soon as it ticks past that week, they binge straight away to go ahead and quote unquote refeed, replenish their glycogen, but they've just wasted an entire week's worth of progress on one big cheat day. So understand that when it comes down to aggressive cuts, it is something that needs to be taken into consideration, and understand that you need to do it correctly. And that's why overall cutting down your body fat over a longer time span where you're actually able to sustain that deficit is going to be more optimal than aggressive cuts but continuously rebounding. And then for the final reason on why guys can't actually get lean is because they've been quote unquote cutting for 2 years, and they haven't just designated maybe 16 to 12 weeks to actually fully focus on the process. Just understand with that, when it comes down to getting lean, you need to just fully put your attention towards it. You can't half-ass it in any kind of way. So instead of quote unquote cutting for 2 years, going ahead and actually designating a certain amount of time, whether it's 12 weeks, 16 weeks, however long you need to fully dedicate yourself to the cut, and again, not half-ass it. Now this is pillar 1 of actually understanding why getting lean is so simple. And I just want you to reflect back on all these different things that we spoke on and figure out which one speaks to you specifically, because diagnosing the problem on why you can't get lean is going to be your first step towards actually getting lean. Now for section number 2, I just want to establish one thing. When it comes down to getting lean, it is a simple process, but that does not mean it is an easy process. See, the protocol for actually getting lean is pretty simple, right? You eat below your maintenance, you go for walks, you train harder than the gym to maintain muscle, you eat in a calorie deficit, you don't drink liquid calories. Like, it's pretty stock standard and very easy to understand. But the only issue with it is the execution is what breaks people, not the actual concept. See, people might say, oh yeah, I just need to do X and X and X. I just need to be in a calorie deficit. I need to walk. I need to do all the good things, eat whole foods, eat in a deficit, etc. But when it comes down to actually executing it, that's when they realize it's not as easy as it sounds. Again, the process is not meant to be easy. Cutting down your body fat takes a level of discipline, and for a large majority of people out there, having that discipline is just something they lack. So for a lot of people, they might say, I need the perfect program. I need the program that showcases every single little metric that I need to measure. It tells me all the cool things I need to do, etc. And it more so just overcomplicates the process of just getting lean. And again, getting lean is a simple process, but it's not an easy process. For a large majority of people, the best thing they can do is just stick to a really, really simple program and make sure they have the discipline and the accountability they need to actually just stick to it. This program can be really, really basic, but it will get them 95% of the results. And on average, that's going to be more results than the person who's got the fanciest program in the world, but they have no discipline to actually stick to it. It is a bit of a harsh truth, but at the end of the day, I feel it's something that's highly necessary to mention in the video. Now, section 3, this is the actual fix on how you can go about getting lean and making sure the process is as simple as possible. Again, it won't be easy, but I want to make sure that you guys have all the tools needed to actually go ahead and do it. So here are the 5 specific steps I want you to do when it comes down to actually implementing a plan for you. Number 1, pick a specific phase length. I don't care if it's 24 weeks, 16 weeks, a week, 2 weeks, 12 weeks, pick a certain amount of time that you are going to dedicate yourself towards this cut. Again, it's not going to be easy, but it will be a simple process. And you need to quickly establish how long you want to give yourself to be in a set deficit and how long you want to give yourself to actually drop this body fat. So pick a phase and make sure that you're actually going to stick to that time frame. Next step is track everything with no exceptions for 2 weeks. And I mean everything. So this is the reason why. So when people go into a cut, they eat below their maintenance, right? But if they don't actually know what their maintenance is, then there might be a problem. They might be eating in a surplus, or they might actually be eating at maintenance, but again, they don't fully understand what that is. So what you're going to do is measure everything that you eat, make sure you track everything that you eat for the next following 2 weeks. Then also track your weight. If your weight is going up, then it means that what you're consuming on a day-to-day basis, because again, you have the clarity now, you know exactly what you're meant to be eating, it just showcases that, again, if your weight is going up, you're eating too much food and you're above your maintenance. So if you drop your calories down and with that new adjustment, your weight stays the same, again, you're tracking everything so you know how many calories you're consuming, then that is going to be your maintenance. You know what your maintenance is. So that goes for if you're eating too less as well. If your weight is dropping while you're tracking all these different things and you feel like you're eating the right amount of calories, well, at the end of the day, that just showcases that you are in a deficit. So again, just getting a good understanding on where your maintenance is and making sure that that's the baseline we will work off. Now for the third step, once you've established what your maintenance is, you're going to drop your calories by 300 to 500 below your maintenance. We're not going to do any aggressive cuts where you drop it by 1,000. 300 to 500 is a decent amount for anyone, and at the end of the day, it's a sustainable amount as well. Now for the fourth step, this is a bit of a mental game, but at the end of the day, make sure you either maintain your intensity when you train or ramp it up. I don't care which one it is, but as long as it's not dipping below your typical standard when it comes down to you eating at maintenance or eating at a surplus. Because again, making sure you maintain as much muscle as possible while you're in a deficit is going to be one of the best things you can do, and that requires you to give it a reason to stay on, hence training in the gym extremely hard. Now finally, follow the 1 gram per pound rule. So what that looks like is this. Every single gram of protein you should be consuming should equate to 1 pound of your ideal body weight. So if you have a goal of weighing 200 pounds, you're going to eat 200 grams of protein. If you have a goal of weighing 180 pounds, then you need to be eating 180 grams of protein. It's very simple, but this is one of the most effective ways you can establish how much protein you should be consuming. Again, with protein, it's going to allow you to build muscle, hold on to that muscle, also keep you fuller for longer, and then also give your body all the nutrients it needs to actually perform at its best level. So again, establishing how much protein you need, again 1 gram per pound of body weight for ideal body weight in regards to the body weight you want to work towards, and making sure that you're consuming that amount on a daily basis. Now this is a very stock standard protocol I followed back when I was looking like this, and it transformed me from looking like this all the way to looking like this. Now, if you're able to actually go ahead and do so, just understand one thing. Getting lean really is this simple. The hard part isn't knowing what to do, it's choosing to commit to it for a long enough time period to actually see results. See, for a lot of guys, they won't give themselves the time to actually see their body work and their body actually change. And that's why they don't actually get lean in the first place. Because again, they're not patient, they don't have the right resources, they don't have the right tools, and at the end of the day, they just don't get that desired outcome. Now, if you feel like this is something that you genuinely need help with, you don't exactly know what you want to do, and you want to make sure you actually see results guaranteed, then I'll put my link for my one-to-one coaching program below. If you are genuinely serious and you want to get lean and you want to actually make progress, then by all means, put through an application, we'll organize a call, and then at the end of the day, I'll see if I can actually help you out. But if not, then I'll just point you in the right direction in regards to what your next steps could be. But with that being said, I appreciate all you guys subscribing to the YouTube channel. I appreciate all the love on Instagram, TikTok, and all my other socials. And at the end of the day, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.